All right, let's get right into it. We're going to tackle one of those absolutely wild what-if questions that sounds like it was ripped straight from a summer blockbuster. What if we took the biggest, baddest weapon humanity has ever dreamed up and set it off at the deepest, darkest point on the entire planet? So first up, our tool for the job, the Tsar Bomba. We are talking about a 50-megaton nuclear bomb. To put that in perspective, this was the single most powerful explosion humans have ever created. It's an absolute monster. And where are we taking it? Oh, just to the Challenger Deep, at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. We're dropping this thing 11 kilometers, that's almost 7 miles, straight down into the crushing, pitch-black abyss. So we push the button. Right now, you're probably picturing it, right? A mega tsunami swallowing continents, the end of days. But physics, it turns out, has a massive curveball to throw at us. See, before we can even talk about the explosion, we need to understand the arena. Because in this scenario, the ocean isn't just the location, it's an active participant. We have to talk about pressure, a force so powerful it's like having an elephant stand on your thumb. Let's just try to wrap our heads around this for a second. 11 kilometers down. That's taller than Mount Everest, but going in the other direction. The sheer weight of all that water stacked on top of our little experiment it's almost impossible to really comprehend. And all that water creates pressure, a lot of pressure. Down there, it's over 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure you're feeling right now. 1,000 atmospheres. So what does that actually feel like? Well, here's a way to picture it. That quote really nails it. Imagine the entire weight of a full-grown elephant, all of its crushing force, focused on the tiny little area of your thumbnail. That is the force pushing in on every single inch of everything at the bottom of the trench all the time. Okay, so the stage is set. We've got our unstoppable force, the Tsar Bomba, and our seemingly immovable object, the crushing weight of the Pacific Ocean. So let's go to that moment of detonation and see what happens when these two titans clash. Now, this explosion isn't just a flash of light. No, it instantly vaporizes the water around it, creating this gigantic, superheated bubble of steam and plasma. Think of it less as an explosion and more as a physical thing that is desperately trying to expand. And this is the core of the battle. In the open air, that fireball would balloon out for miles. But down here, that elephant on your thumb pressure fights back, and it fights back hard. It's like a cosmic pressure cooker lid trying to contain the energy of a small star. So the bomb can't make a huge shockwave. Instead, it gets trapped in this incredibly violent cycle. First, it expands with unbelievable force. Then, almost instantly, the ocean shoves back and crushes it. Then it rebounds, pulsing furiously, over and over in fractions of a second. And with every single pulse, that destructive energy just gets converted into plain old heat, which just flash boils the water nearby. The apocalypse is literally being smothered to death. So we've got this insane, violent battle happening 7 miles below us. But what does any of that actually look like from up here, at the surface, where we're all expecting the world to end? I mean, this is the big question, right? Is this it? Is this the one that rewrites the maps? Does Los Angeles just wash away? Nope, not even a little bit. All that world-ending power was snuffed out before it ever had a chance to become a wave. The truth is almost comically anticlimactic. If you had a ship floating right on top of the blast zone, you might feel a little shudder, like a bump, as the superheated water finally reaches you. You'd probably see a geyser of radioactive steam shoot up for a moment, but a tsunami? Zero chance. That 7-mile thick cushion of water just soaked up the entire shockwave. And really, that's the big lesson here. If you need to contain a ridiculous amount of raw energy, you can't do much better than a whole lot of water. The ocean, it turns out, is the world's greatest bomb blanket. So, you didn't end the world. Hey, congratulations! But don't pop the champagne just yet. Turns out, the laws of humanity can be a little stricter than the laws of physics. Yeah, you see, there is a rule for this. It's called the Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty of 1963. It was signed by pretty much everybody to prevent exactly what we just did. So, congratulations, you're now an international criminal. So let's just recap your very bad day. You broke a major international treaty from 1963. You also nuked the one and only home of the really kind of cute and ghostly Mariana snailfish. And yeah, you can probably expect a very, very angry email from the World Wildlife Fund. And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. Our gut instinct, our common sense, told us that this would be a world-ending event, but the physics told a totally different story. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other things that we just feel are true are actually completely, totally wrong?